Welcome to One Little Spice, the Disney food podcast that isn't afraid to send you into the taste lab.
Welcome to episode 48. Well, we have had all the ice cream here. I'm Julie.
And I'm Amy.
Over the next couple months, we are going to be talking about Date Night Disney, which is some great places where you can go if you get a couple hours away from the kids, or you are a couple in Disney and just want to have a nice date night. And starting off, we were talking about Beaches and Cream, which is kind of like a daytime date, where you could also go at night, but
maybe you're, not quite to the nighttime date point in your relationship. Or
it's
just
the
like
only
ice
time
cream.
that you can get away from the kids.
That's another excellent point.
Or your kids are playing at the pool at the beach club, and you can sneak away for some ice cream.
The incredible, wonderful sand bottom pool that Amy is borderline obsessed with.
But first, it's time for Amy's Daily Dish. Amy, what's your dish?
Let's dish. Item 1. Deliciously Wicked. Disney has given us a peek at the devilishly delicious treats that will be available for the Villains After Hours event. Included in the ticket price of the event, you can enjoy complimentary ice cream novelties. They mean the Mickey ice cream bar. Popcorn.
And probably like the fruit.
Yeah, and all the other...
Basically all the things that come on the frozen treats cart.
Yeah. Popcorn and select bottled beverages included in the cost of admission. As with all these sorts of events, there will also be some event-exclusive food items available for purchase. Let's take a look at the items that Disney has released for us to look at and drool at. One that's really cool is the Dragon's Breath Float at Storybook Treats. It's a lemon soft serve and Sprite topped with a green cherry and cherry-flavored syrup. It looks like there's both some red and green cherry-flavored syrup, and it has a really fun, not pulled sugar, but hard sugar decoration. It's red. It looks like a
Dragon's breath.
Yes, it looks like dragon's breath or some sort of red splash of something or other.
It looks really delicious.
It does.
Cherry,
it looks really
delicious. Lemon, delicious. Cherry lemonade, delicious. I feel like that's just what this is.
Yeah, it's just delicious. Next up, which is really interesting, are the intergalactic noodles available at the Cool Ship. They are a chilled noodle salad with red onion, snap peas, and sweet garlic chili sauce. Now,
I'm so excited for this.
The
because
noodles
the
are
noodles
purple.
are purple, and I wanted to wait for Amy to say purple first because I wasn't sure if they were actually blue, and then I was going to get really excited and call them purple, but they're not. But they are. Yay, purple noodles.
And then I would have had to say, well, they're actually...
Do you think that they
Yes,
dyed them with dye or with, like, beets? Because they're definitely not squidding, because that would be, like, black.
No. This beets would make them a completely different color purple.
Like a more of a, like, a reddy, pinky purple, right?
Yes, like a pickled beet staining your fingers purple. So yeah, this is probably with some sort of food coloring. They look really cool. When I first saw the image, and I hadn't read the caption, I thought it was frosting. I thought it was some sort of like brownie treat with frosting swirled on top of it and a bunch of stuff sprinkled, and then I actually looked at closer. I was like, oh, those are noodles. But yeah, I'm excited for those. If anybody tries them, take all the pictures and send them to us and tell us what you think.
Seriously, those look so incredible.
This-
And just delicious.
Yes, this one I'm really excited about.
And they actually kind of remind me of the noodle salad that we used to get
Yes,
in Animal Kingdom, except
yes.
funkier colored.
Much funkier.
And those were delicious, so you're in for a treat
yes.
with these.
I'm really excited for this one.
So I'm really excited for this one, and I'm going to talk about it because The Emperor's New Groove is my movie and my sister's movie, and it's our jam, and oh my god, is this my voice? Is this me talking? Oh my god, is that coming from me?
That's
The next one is Yzma's Llama Potion. Again, if you've ever seen The Emperor's New Groove, all the
Yes.
bottles of poison were all these little like pink bottles, and this just looks super cool. It's dry ice infused vessel, which basically it's a glass that they stick a little piece of dry ice into and then fill with strawberry Fanta. So it looks like it's smoking and it looks like it's potion. And who doesn't love Emperor's New Groove?
I know, it's excellent. You should all watch it as well as the sequel.
Kronk's New Groove!
And I think there's
Squeak, squeak, squeakity.
was there a third sequel?
Nope.
Or a second
There's
sequel?
not a third sequel.
No, there definitely wasn't a third sequel. I was going to say, was there a second sequel? But no, there was the sequel, and then there was a TV show, and I loved the TV show.
Well, the second one was Kronk's New Groove. And then there was The Emperor's New School, which was the TV series.
So we're really excited about Yzma's llama potion.
Yep.
I hope you are too.
Yep.
The next is DeVille's Treat, Casey's Corner. Of course, referring to Cruella DeVille.
So, this is just your basic brownie treat that you get from Casey's all the time. It's cooked in the little plastic container, and it's delicious, and this one is fancier.
They just, at least in the image, it looks like not so artfully pipe on some black and white icing.
It basically looks like Cruella DeVille's crazy, messy
Hair.
black and white hair.
Which makes sense that it doesn't look particularly artfully done. It looks messy, which is done on purpose. Like it's a purposeful messy.
It's very artfully messy.
Yes, it is. Next is the Headless Horseman Browkie.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? They
Couldn't they
It's
just
a
call it a
brownie
chocolate chip
cookie.
brownie or something like that, or
No,
a cookie
'cause then
brownie,
it,
or
like-
a cookie bar?
Why? I
Do you
just
remember-
don't understand.
But yeah, browkie is definitely a weird term. They could just call it a cookie bar, or like a cookie brownie bar, or a brownie bar with cookies, or I don't know. But anyways,
I feel like they could have come with a better mashup than
that's
Browkie.
yeah. Well, you can get the Headless Horseman browkie at Liberty Square Popcorn Cart. It is
And if you couldn't tell what it was, it's half chocolate chip cookie, half brownie, topped with a chocolate piece featuring the Headless Horseman.
they should have a second chocolate piece somewhere that has Ichabod Crane.
That would be amazing. He's
It
so
would.
great in the cartoon.
You can also get the Headless Horseman novelty straw at Liberty Square Popcorn, which is really cool because the straw, it's a clear plastic straw that comes up and squiggles around, does a little like spiral loop. Thank you. It does a little squiggle loop, and the Headless Horseman is basically like kind of a keychain type of an item. It's not physically a keychain, but it's like a little dangle of him, and he's got
No,
the
it is. The plastic thing clips onto.
Okay, yeah, well, it's a clip-on. I just mean it wasn't like a key ring type thing with the chain. You know,
It's like
you put it on your key ring.
It's basically like
It's basically
a kid's keychain.
Exactly. So it's actually
It's a, like little plastic carabiner.
yeah, it's a pretty nice little dangle, good size, made of black
I want one.
plastic. I know it looks so
I
fun.
wanted one last Halloween party, but we forgot.
And he's
Do
got
you know what we're getting this Halloween party?
the Oogie Boogie.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's hoisting the pumpkin up in the jack-o'-lantern up in the air, and I believe it glows.
Yes.
Yes, we have to get in line for the Oogie Boogie.
That's the only thing we have to get in line for early.
Yes.
The next item on the list is something that they did have at the Halloween party last year, and I said, Amy, try these! And she didn't, which is fine, because
I was running out of stomach space and time.
it's not like it's something that's never existed before that
Yeah.
was like a must try, and we'll definitely have them this time. Although I am excited to taste a black bean nacho chip.
So it's Hades Nachos at Tortuga Tavern. Black bean nacho chips with fiery buffalo chicken and nacho cheese.
I'm sad that these aren't at Pecos Bill, because at Pecos Bill you could add all the toppings.
All the toppings. You
But
could
these
probably
look really
take
good.
them over to Pecos Bill and then add all the toppings.
I
But I don't
don't
think
think
you're
they'll
supposed
let you
to do
do
that.
that.
You're not
So-
supposed to do that. But
They are buffalo chicken with nacho cheese sauce. Sorry. They are buffalo chicken with nacho cheese sauce and a black bean nacho chip, which is black and looks amazing.
next up is the Hades Temptation at Tortuga Tavern. Purple frozen mocktail Cosmo with lemonade, violet monin syrup, and a gummy worm.
And this is a slushy.
Yes, it looks fun. So it looks like one of the Grey Goose slushies that you can get
Like the
in
rosé
Epcot.
one they
Yeah, like
have?
the rosé one. But it's obviously a mocktail, so it doesn't have alcohol, and it's in the same type of glass. Recommendation, if it's really hot, get the Headless Horseman straw and drink it from there, from the bottom up, because I always feel like as it melts, the slushy floats up, and then you have all this juice at the bottom, and you eat through the slushy, and you have half a glass of juice.
I must say, after having the Grey Goose slushy from France on a very, very hot day that we got it, just drinking it was perfect.
Next up is Dr. Facilier's Tarot Card Tart at Sleepy Hollow. Chocolate tart filled with dark chocolate ganache, topped with peanut butter mousse and white chocolate tarot card.
This looks amazing, except the white chocolate tarot card. Okay, so the white chocolate tarot card
Looks
amazing, but as far as flavor, I would take that off and just eat the rest of it.
Yeah, it would be one of those things you just peel off. Looking at this before I had looked at what it actually consists of, I was assuming it was going to be some sort of a s'more because the swirls of peanut butter
kind of look like marshmallows.
they kind of look like marshmallows that have been like lightly toasted. But yeah, it looks good. If you try it, definitely take a picture and send it to us and let us know what you think. We're curious to see how the tarot card looks in real life. Next up is A Drink from the Other Side at Sleepy Hollow, a non-alcoholic hurricane-like drink themed after one of the most popular drinks in New Orleans. Fun fact about hurricanes, from what I understand, you have to use specifically clear rum in a hurricane for it to be an official hurricane in New Orleans. That's what I've heard. It will still taste delicious if you use a gold rum, but it wouldn't officially be a hurricane. Looks tasty. The next one is the Not So Poison Apple Cupcake Main Street Bakery, a spiced apple cupcake with pecan crunch and buttercream, which I think is returned from Halloween this past year.
Correct. And the Main Street Bakery is the Starbucks, and the cupcake is available all the time, or at least was available all the time in the fall, not just during parties. But it looks like just for this, because it's summertime, it's being available at the parties.
But if you're there in the fall, you might be able to get it not during the party if they repeat it again. So it is obviously the spiced apple cupcake. The buttercream, they have a little white buttercream, and then what looks like a mound of red buttercream, which of course is supposed to be the apple. Some what looks like sugar crystals, and a drizzle of white icing on top. So it's supposed to look like the poison apple, basically. Because you know how you have the poison apple, it's dipped and it has the little face of skull over the apple in white, and you can see the red coming through it.
Yeah, it just looks like it's almost like dipped in a red.
Yeah, the red is like
not a frosting, but because it kind of looks a little glossy. I'm not sure.
It's probably been airbrushed with the red, would be my guess, because it doesn't quite look just like a dyed red frosting. And at least in this image, the Disney image, the red is kind of bleeding into the white icing that's drizzled on top of it. I know the one last year, if I'm remembering correctly from photos people posted in the general internet, was actually red icing. And that's a concern, because if you've ever had red icing, it has a 50-50 chance of just tasting like food coloring. And Disney's Disney's not always super great about using flavorless red food coloring. So maybe this was an improvement on it, so it's not just red icing. The next up is the Maleficent Cone back at Storybook Treats. The lime soft serve, topped with chocolate horns and purple sprinkles, served in a black waffle cone. I really hope they have this for the Halloween party.
So that Amy and I can get one.
Yes. Now, doesn't it look a little smaller than the original ones did?
No, or is she's just holding it funny.
She's just holding it funny? Okay. But yeah, no, it looks good. It's been in and out, back and forth, out of the parks it's been in and out of the parks for a while now. And all signs point to delicious when it comes to this.
And that lime soft serve is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I had that when I had the Tinkerbell cone.
So the event occurs on June 6th, June 13th, June 20th, June 27th, July 1st, July 11th, July 18th, July 25th, August 1st, and August 8th. It is mostly Thursdays with a Monday of July 1st thrown in there. So if you are finding yourself in Disney World during that time and you want to go, those are your options.
Let's go.
Yep. That's totally going to be super easy.
We'll just fly out for one night, do the party, and fly home.
Yep, exactly.
That's the dream.
Item 2. It's getting closer and closer every day. With the Disneyland opening of Galaxy's Edge, aka Star Wars Land, on the horizon May 31st, now is the time to get organized for your visit. Disney is recommending guests download the Disneyland app and the Play Disney Parks app. Through both apps, you will be able to interact with Star Wars Land in ways that will enhance your experience. Mobile order is amazing and will definitely cut down on your lines and waiting time. They started using the Disney apps. They have also started using the Disney apps for enhanced integration in Pandora and seem to be planning even more interactive experiences for Star Wars Land. Apparently, the mobile experiences will also vary. You will not have the same mobile enhancements every visit or even the same as the travel group walking next to you. It's very exciting. So that's kind of fun that you're not going to find yourself entering Star Wars Land every time and getting a pop-up and have it be the same pop-up on your phone. It's going to be different every time. Julie, what do you think about that?
I'm really excited. I know that before the Disney Play app existed, when we went into Animal Kingdom,
Yeah, in
I got
Pandora.
an alert for Pandora that was really cool. That was like, hey, find this special item and then take a picture of it and get back to us. And hey, thanks for all. So that was really cool. So I think from what I've seen of the screenshots of the Star Wars app, I think it's going to be incredible.
Yes, so if you are going, and we do have at least 2 listeners out there going to Disneyland for the first month or so of Star Wars Land, get your apps ready.
June 16th, right? Something like that.
I think that's when Nick and Jillian are going to Disneyland.
June 12th, sorry.
June 12th. That is when they have their reservations because they planned ahead. Alrighty, that is it for my daily dish.
Excellent. So now we are going to talk about Beaches and Cream. So these next couple months we're going over Date Night Disney, or in this case, Date Day Disney. And there's just some really fun places that you can go and not necessarily eat an entire meal or just get some apps and have a couple drinks and enjoy your evening if you get a chance to get away from the kids, or you're going down and you don't have kids and you just want a really fun date night or day. Here's what Disney has to say about Beaches and Cream. Good times and great eats are a sure thing at this old-fashioned soda fountain, also featuring American Grill favorites. Revel in the nostalgia of the Atlantic seashore at this boardwalk-style ice cream shop where every day is Sunday. Recall fond memories and make new ones as you sip on flavored soda, malted milkshakes, and more while listening to oldies on the classic jukebox. Slide into a beach ball bedecked booth and peruse a menu of fountain favorites, sweet surprises, and hot off the grill items. Find yourself in burger heaven or try the equally sublime grilled cheese and tomato bisque. Chili cheese fries and onion rings are among other comfort classics offered, but the main event here is of course dessert. For all your childhood favorites, plus some new showstoppers. Grow starry-eyed over the Milky Way sundae, say yes to the No Way Jose, or consider throwing in the towel once you get a load of the kitchen sink. 8 scoops of ice cream smothered in everything we have. And there's a to-go menu available if you want to take your date night on a stroll down the boardwalk.
And it's a very nice stroll.
And it's a nice stroll into Epcot.
It is.
Just saying, to continue that date night if you would enjoy. The atmosphere of this place is really, really cute. Like Disney says in the description, it's really like that classic throwback to the 50s soda ice cream shop. There's the counter, there's some tables, there's some booths. It's got music notes on the walls. The walls are full of mirrors. You can see them preparing everything behind the counter. There's definitely like old school music playing, and I do have to say it's a lot smaller than I expected it to be.
Yes.
I think there's 4 tables down the middle, 4 benches, and then the booth.
Yeah, the counters as well.
That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
And then the counter space, which...
It really is a perfect visual of the classic, old-fashioned, timeless ice cream shop.
And if you've ever been to a Johnny Rockets, it's kind of that feel, but more ice cream shoppy. So a little bit more fun, more colors.
Yeah, this type of the classic ice cream shop really isn't. We associate it with the 1950s, but a lot of the visual, the decor, started actually more around the turn of the century with the like fun wire chair, white wire looking chairs and all that. It definitely was enhanced in the 1950s, but it started more late Victorian, early Edwardian era when people started going to the beach and enjoying leisure time, which makes sense for the beach club. But so imagine the classic ice cream shop, and that's what you're going to see when you walk in to Beaches and Cream. A little caveat before you go and make your reservations, and reservations are highly recommended. There is a small chance that you could walk up and get a seat, but it is not likely. They do have a to-go counter, so you can get ice cream to go if you do not have a reservation, but if you'd like to sit down, make a reservation and make it well ahead of time. Now, again, before you make reservations, unfortunately, Beaches and Cream will be closed for refurbishment from starting in early August through winter of 2019. So hopefully that means it's going to reopen early in 2020, but it's going to be closed for at least 6 to 8 months.
Which is so sad.
It's very sad. But if it is open, now you know what to get. Disney's really good about reservations for when things are going to be closed for refurbishment. So if it lets you make a reservation on a date, that means that it should be reopened. Obviously, if something happens and they have to push the reopening back, life happens. But, make your reservations and get ready for some awesome ice cream.
So we are just going to go over the ice cream options here because for a daytime date, we feel like it's got to be ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And we've basically tried all the flavors because we did the kitchen sink, and we actually shared some live video of that from our trip in November where we ate there with a couple of our listeners because there's no way that Amy and I could finish that entire kitchen sink all by ourselves.
Yeah, it was really good, and we definitely would not have come close to finishing the kitchen sink by ourselves if we did not have help.
And I'm actually going to pull up the video so you will know exactly what's in the kitchen sink when we talk about it. So, for starters, they have just your basic desserts. A grilled banana bread and butter. That sounds phenomenal.
Peanut butter.
Sorry. Grilled banana bread and butter. Nope. I said the same thing twice.
I'm going to make you grilled banana bread and butter.
That sounds delicious. Regardless, either way, that sounds delicious.
No, it's going to be a grilled banana on untoasted bread.
No,
with
it's
butter.
grilled banana bread.
I know.
For starters, they have... not for starters. For the first dessert, they have grilled banana bread and peanut butter.
I feel like as far as their desserts go, these are the starters of the dessert world.
They are the starters of the desserts. True. So this sounds amazing.
It does.
Who doesn't want grilled banana bread and peanut butter? Elvis would be proud.
Good. Yeah, he would be very proud.
Next, they
I've
have...
been to Graceland.
I'm going to Graceland.
I know, I'm really excited.
Next, they have the Beaches chocolate cake, a strawberry shortcake,
Yum.
and a brownie a la mode. I'm sure you could get any a la mode you feel.
Now, if you don't remember from our 50s dine-in cafe, a la mode means with ice cream.
Indeed, it does. Next are the shakes and soda.
Woo!
We have ice cream soda, which is your choice of vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, cherry, or pineapple.
I imagine soda with ice cream in it.
Ice cream? Are those the flavors of ice cream or the flavors of soda that you can select?
I believe it's the flavors of soda. So old-fashioned sodas would be literally soda water mixed with
Like a vanilla
syrup.
ice cream, right?
Yeah, with mixed with a flavored syrup, and then they'd put ice cream in it like a float.
Next, they have Coke or root beer float, made with Coca-Cola or Barq's root beer. A classic treat.
I prefer the root beer.
I do as well. I do enjoy Coke by itself, but not in a float.
No, it's not my favorite. Next up is hand-dipped ice cream cone or cup, double. Their options are vanilla, rainbow sherbet, strawberry, chocolate, butter pecan, cookies and cream, mint chocolate chip, or fat-free chocolate vanilla swirl. Now, it always used to confuse me as a child what dipped meant, because in my mind it was like scooped, hand scooped, but I later learned that dip, and not that much later, just like when I was probably about 12, that dipped is just another term for scoop.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Next up is the Frozen Sunshine, which is rainbow sherbet, vanilla ice cream, and seltzer blended to perfection, topped with whipped cream, and a candied orange slice. So the candied orange slices are like the Boston fruit slices, but clearly it's an orange one, so the has the little white on the edge of the fruit gummy type item. They've got malts and milkshakes. Your choice of ice cream topped with whipped cream, sprinkles, and a cherry. The difference between a malt and a milkshake or a frap is they put malted powder in the milkshake, and that makes it a malt.
Very true. And it really bothers me that this is supposed to be like
New England themed resort, and they're calling them milkshakes and not
fraps. Yeah.
Technically, according to old-timey soda jerk, soda fountain terminology, a milkshake is basically chocolate milk. That is like if you were to go back to say
basically it's milk shaken
with
chocolate syrup.
Yes. So if you were to go back to like 1912 and go to an ice cream shop and ask for a milkshake,
you get chocolate milk
or strawberry milk or whatever milk, but
flavored milk.
Even
vanilla milk.
Yes.
Next is the chocolate brownie milkshake that sounds amazing. Chocolate milkshake with ooey gooey brownie, whipped cream, and chocolate shavings served in a souvenir cup. A strawberry mini milkshake is strawberry milkshake, raspberry sauce, and whipped cream topped with a chocolate strawberry mini cupcake and served in a souvenir glass. These ones are actually really cool ones. These are the fancy ones that come in the little
like the mug, the
little mason
mug.
jar
Awesome.
mugs. And I believe we talked about them on one of our Amy's Daily Dishes in one of our episodes. And then the Mickey Confetti Milkshake, which is vanilla milkshake, whipped cream, and rainbow sprinkles topped with a rainbow confetti cupcake, aka a funfetti cupcake, served in a souvenir cup. And then they have some sundaes on the beach. There is the classic banana split, which is a ripe banana, 3 scoops of ice cream, vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry, pineapple, strawberry, and marshmallow topping, finished off with hot fudge, caramel, toasted almonds, whipped cream, and a cherry. This is your classic banana split.
Yes. When I used to get banana splits, and I suppose if I got a banana split now, I always got black raspberry ice cream for all 3 ice cream scoops.
I used to get black raspberry, pistachio, and vanilla. No, Oreos, cookies and cream. And I used to get marshmallow sauce on all of them. And then some pineapple.
I would get the classic, strawberries, chocolate, pineapple.
I was a marshmallow gal.
Oh, marshmallow is really good. There wasn't a lot of marshmallows going on in my area of Massachusetts. It wasn't a big marshmallow.
I always got mine from.
Wasn't a big hit.
I got mine from Friendly's when I normally got them.
Yeah.
So marshmallow topping was like the jam there.
There's plenty of marshmallow topping.
And I'd get peanut butter sauce. Next is the fudge mudslide, a gooey, chewy brownie covered with hot fudge, 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream, Oreo cookies, and whipped cream, topped with chocolate syrup and a cherry.
Yum.
The Snickers sundae, which is 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream smothered in hot fudge, marshmallow toppings, Snickers pieces topped with whipped cream, chopped peanuts, and a cherry.
Also super yum.
Yeah, Snickers yum. The old-fashioned sundae with 2 scoops is drenched with your choice of one of the following toppings: marshmallow, strawberry, pineapple, peanut butter, hot fudge, caramel, or hot chocolate syrup, topped with whipped cream, toasted almonds, and a cherry. And each extra topping is $1 each. Then there's also the 3 scoops, old-fashioned, which is the same thing, but with 3 scoops. The No Way Jose is a very popular one, and they also make it vegan.
Excellent.
If you ask for it. But a peanut butter and hot fudge delight featuring chocolate and vanilla ice cream, peanut butter and chocolate morsels, whipped cream, and a cherry. And what we got was the kitchen sink. And was it the chocolate kitchen sink that they also had that was like just all the chocolate stuff?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they still have it, but they did have basically a chocolate-based kitchen sink. So it was vanilla and chocolate ice creams, and they didn't put all the toppings on it. They just kind of put the ones that are
It was
known
just all
to
the
go.
chocolate.
Yeah, it was like chocolate.
Oh, no.
Oreos
Also
and...
available in Chocolate Lovers in Neapolitan.
Ah, okay, there we go.
So the main kitchen sink is this.
So the ice cream is 2 vanilla, 2 chocolate, 2 strawberry, 1 mint, 1 cookies and cream. The toppings are pineapple topping, strawberry topping, hot fudge, peanut butter sauce, caramel sauce, marshmallow sauce, chocolate syrup, whipped cream, cherries, brownie, shortcake, Oreo cookies, orange gummies, rainbow sprinkles, dark chocolate shavings, white chocolate shavings, peanut butter morsels, chocolate chip morsels, and a Snicker crumble. Yes. Excellent. Thank you.
Now, ironically, she forgot to mention the orange slices, and she forgot to put the orange slices on our kitchen sink, but she came back with them afterwards when we mentioned they were missing because we'd been scooping through it trying to find
the
them.
orange slices. We were excited. So there's also the chocolate lovers, which is basically all the chocolate ice creams and all the chocolate toppings, or the Neapolitan, which is just chocolate, vanilla, strawberry ice creams with Neapolitan thingies.
So one of the ice creams in the standard is mint chocolate chip. And I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I don't know if that's going to be good. We're going to leave it out. We don't let, I'm nervous how it's going to mix with everything else.
It was interesting. It definitely wasn't what I was expecting, but it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I love
almost a nice change from
Yeah.
all of the like really, really sweet stuff
Yeah.
to a not quite as sweet ice cream flavor.
Yeah, now, if you hate mint chocolate chip, what's wrong with you? No, I'm kidding. If you hate mint chocolate chip, you obviously don't have to put it in there. But if you otherwise enjoy mint chocolate chip, there's, no reason to leave it off.
Yeah, got the
realistically.
kitchen sink the way the kitchen sink
It's
was
delicious.
intended.
It's delicious. I really enjoyed it.
It was so much fun. And we finished 99.99% of it.
Basically, what was left at the bottom of our kitchen sink
I think
was
was just melted ice cream.
Melted ice cream and
Maybe like a couple
and
of
the cake
scoops,
pieces.
but yeah.
Like some cake pieces that were a little over-soaked for enjoyable ingestion.
Correct. And then they have some kids' desserts, but why are we talking about those? Because you're going on a date without your kids.
But in case
I guess if you really want one, you could get strawberry yogurt topped with fresh berries or a Mickey Mouse sundae with 1 scoop of ice cream with Oreos and a cherry. And then there are some adult hard floats. There is a stout float, which is Guinness stout with chocolate sauce and vanilla ice cream. A tropical sunrise float, which is Ace pineapple hard cider and rainbow sherbet. A grasshopper float, which is Guinness stout with mint chocolate chip ice cream. Yum. Orange creamsicle, Henry's hard orange soda with vanilla ice cream. And the classic root beer float with not your father's root beer and vanilla ice cream.
So they also have Schafferhofer pink grapefruit. I want
Ooh, I bet you could do that with a scoop
Yes.
of vanilla ice cream.
I want it with rainbow sherbet though.
Would that take away from the grapefruitiness of it, though?
I don't care. I still want it. That is an excellent point, but if we go and get hard floats, I'm getting that one.
Hey, just because it's not on the menu doesn't mean you can't order it.
Correct. True of all ice cream places. As long as they have the ingredients, they'll generally put it together for you.
Yeah, so it was a meetup that we had for November for some of our listeners, and Amy and I definitely could not finish the kitchen sink by ourselves, so one of our listeners, Ashley Lang, and her mother joined us to eat the kitchen sink, and it was really funny because her mother was like, oh, I'm not really gonna have any, maybe I'll have a spoonful or two, and I think she definitely ate her quarter
Yes,
of this Sunday. Maybe
and that's not
even
a
more.
bad thing. That was
I think she kept stealing all of my Reese's peanut butter cups too. Not gonna lie, I was pretty upset about that. I'm just kidding. She really didn't.
Mhm.
It was just a joke.
I think one of my favorite things about the kitchen sink is that it is in fact an entire can of whipped cream.
Yes, that was awesome.
So the really pretty beauty shot images you see have all these like little dollops of whipped cream all around, and you can see the different flavors of ice cream and the toppings. That's not really how it goes. They get all the ice cream, they get all the larger like the cookie and bigger pieces of topping, so not the drizzly. Then they cover it with an entire can of whipped cream.
I did see her adding some of the prettiness, some of the pieces
Yeah.
after, but
Well, yeah.
90% of it's under the whipped cream.
Yeah.
They just add a couple little extras on the top
To make it not
make
look
it
like
less
a
pretty.
mountain of whipped cream.
But yeah, it's so much whipped cream and it's so amazing.
So many cherries.
I wish there were 2 cans of whipped cream on it.
I bet you could make that happen if you really wanted it.
I bet I could. And I also, I'm not a super sweets kind of person.
She's really not at all.
So this was a huge undertaking for me, and I think I told the story several times about how over the summer before we did this, I went to Ben & Jerry's and got a kitty scoop of this. I mean, it was amazing salted caramel ice cream. It was super delicious with like these little chunks of like chocolate coated caramels. I don't know. It was amazing. But it was probably half of a regular scoop of ice cream that normally goes into a sundae or whatever.
If you've ever
And-
been to a Ben & Jerry's scoop shop, they're not exactly generous in their scooping.
But it was a kitty scoop, so it was itty bitty, teeny tiny. And I had one bite and was like, oh my gosh, this is too sweet. I can't handle it. Oh my gosh, Amy, I'm not going to be able to eat the kitchen sink. And I started getting really stressed out.
Yeah, she did. She got a little panicky and literally texted me about this in a panic. I'm like, it's fine. You're going to be fine.
We're going to eat it all for you. So I, after getting the kitchen sink, ordered an order of French fries. Because I was like, there's no way that I can eat this kitchen sink without something salty to cut the sweetness.
And it was really an excellent choice.
These were really good French fries. They were your kind of classic malt shop French fries, really crispy on the outside, really soft like a cloud on the inside. And they were salty and delicious and magical, and served with ketchup were the best possible thing I could have cut my ice cream with.
Yeah, I enjoy ice cream, and I generally can keep going, and I found having the occasional fry really made the task of tackling the kitchen sink a lot easier because it cut the sweet completely, and it was just like, okay, palate
It was
renewed.
a nice little taste bud break.
Yes, palate's renewed. Let's dig in again.
I think that's the only way we got through it.
Yeah.
And they are gosh darn good French fries. So if you want to order of the chili cheese fries that they also have, I bet those would be phenomenal as well.
Mhm.
We do have a fan favorite food memory for this week. This week's memory comes from Jen Wilderman. She says, my Disney food memory does not deal with the parks, as I have not been to the parks yet. But around Christmas time, I love to make these Wookiee cookies. They are molasses-based cookie and are great fun to make. I made an army and sent them overseas 2 Christmases ago when my best friend was serving with the U.S. Air Force. He said his unit loved all the Wookiees. I'm sure when I go to Disney in September, I will have more memories to share with you ladies. Thank you for all the work that you do. You're awesome, and thanks for sparking joy into my life. Lots of love, Jen.
Well, that made me feel amazing.
And she actually posted them in our One Little Spice group, too. So if you're not part of that on Facebook, join that. You will see the picture of these adorable little things. She posted them on May the 4th. Because May the 4th be with you.
And I grew up Catholic, so, and also with you.
I say that every time. Every time, that's what I think.
For those of you who did not grow up Catholic, at a point during the Mass, they say, you know, show your neighbor a sign of peace, and you're supposed to say, peace be with you, and you respond with, also with you.
If you have not shared your Disney food memory with us, please do so. You can share it to our email, which is onelittlespice@gmail.com. We also accept fan stories through direct message on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. So you could follow us on Instagram. We are at @1_little_spice. On Twitter, we are at @1littlespice. And of course, on Facebook, you can search One Little Spice. You can like our page and then make sure you join our Facebook group to join in the conversation after each episode. We are on Patreon. On Patreon is where you can get all of our extra exclusives like Magical Snack Corner and some other really awesome stuff there. So head over to www.patreon.com/onelittlespice and become a patron. By supporting us on Patreon, you are helping us to bring you even more Disney food content even more often. And I am currently building our website because we hit our first goal. So that is coming up soon. You can actually head to www.onelittlespicepodcast.com and subscribe to hear when the official website launches. You can put your email in there and we'll shoot you an email when the site launches so you can be the first ones to see it. We are on TeePublic. We are on TeePublic. That is where you can get all of our merchandise. You can head to teepublic.com and search One Little Spice or click the link in the description. We have t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, all sorts of great One Little Spice swag there. So definitely head there and check that out. And last but not least, we have our YouTube channel, The Taste Lab. Make sure you subscribe to that so you will see when our latest videos come out. Right now we have Le Cellier's cheddar cheese soup. We have the 7-vegetable terrine from Akershus. We will have the chopped Cobb salad soon. We will also have Tonga toast coming up, and we will have plenty more coming up this year, and it is going to be revamped, and you can hear all about it on our last episode, which was our 1-year anniversary episode. You'll hear all the fun stuff that we're doing with our vlog as well, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that. Thank you so much for listening, and just remember, every recipe starts with one little spice. Figured I'd tackle these ones because of that word that you don't know how to say.
That's probably a great idea.
Featuring the head of the horse. This just in, item 0.5.
Yeah.
Amy belches. And soothed in a